Back. Hello, everybody. Hey, I was a shot with my new bow, my Sunset Hill, Howard Hill style longbow, made by Nate Steen. Built this bow, and it is a work of art. It's about 47 pounds at my draw length. That was a 600 grain arrow, probably I don't know, 15-yard shot. I hit the pine cone I was shooting at. But I just wanted to talk a minute about this bow right here. This is a fine bow. I shot one of these bows probably 10 years ago, and I tried to buy it from the guy, and he wasn't coming off of it. And I talked with Nate about getting one, and he don't build bows for a living. He has a business, you know. And so if you're going to get a bow out of him, you consider yourself very lucky, not because he's slow at building them. It's just not what he does for a living. And so anyway, it worked out that I got this one for me. And I'll go ahead and tell you now, I would have paid twice as much for a second-hand one before I got this one. And still would. This is a fine bow. But the specs on this bow, first of all, I'll tell you, this bow is built, and from what I understand, in the manner of that Mr. Howard Hill used to build bows. It's the lambs of this bow are glued up first and tillered, and then the glass added after that. So it's not all sandwiched together and glued up like all bows are made. The glass bows I made like that. But that's just, I'll take a minute and talk about this bow. I've built some bows, and I've owned, I'm afraid to say, embarrassed to say how many bows I've had. And I can always find blemishes in them. I mean, I can pick them apart. And I got some hot melt on my fingers there. I can pick them apart and find stuff wrong with them. But I can't find anything, zero, wrong with this bow. And when I say wrong now, I mean like some little cosmetic something. But I can't find nothing wrong with this bow. This bow is perfect. And it shoots extremely good, and it has a different feel to it than the bows, all my other bows. I love my Creek Walker bow. I feel blessed that I think I own 5 of the best ASL bows money can buy. I got this bow. I got a Creek Walker from Donnie Wilkerson, which shoots as good as any bow I've ever shot. It's a fine bow. I got the Northern Miss Classic, fine bow. I have a bow made by John Schultz, fine bow. It don't have glass on it. And I have a bow made by Tracy Potter. That's glass and Osage in a hill style bow. It's a fine bow. All them bows are works of art. But I'll go over this bow. It's got green glass on it, on the back of the bow here. Perfect for hunting, and no, I would not ever paint this bow. And it has, you can see the natural bamboo under glass here. I think this is a myrtle riser here. John Schultz built a lot of bows with myrtle risers. And I think I got the first one, if I am not mistaken, that he actually put a handle wrap on. Nate told me that he had saw on one of my videos where I really liked the wrap. And I really like this. It's really nice wrap. He has leather on it. He's also put, you can see the little thing here that it kind of keeps your arrow in place there. And I like it because it helps as a locator for my hand right here as well. I put those on bows that I make, or bows that I buy and don't have it. But he actually put this one on there. And I see a lot of pictures of Howard Hill stuff, and he has the same thing. But look how thick. These lambs are really thick. And the limbs are narrow. Look at, the limb tips on this bow. Look at this limb tip here. That's really small limb tips. That was the bottom limb I showed you. Here's the top. Really narrow limb tips. And it has a strip of, I guess, white glass in the middle here. Y'all see that? The work is perfection. I mean, look at the fades here. I mean, it's just complete perfection. He has, Nate names all of his bows, and he named this one just for me. Swamp Music. There's your Sunset Hill. And he has the for me on there. And then here are the specs for this bow. I hope the camera's getting that, I can't tell. 49 at 26, 66 inches long. Nate told me that he noticed bows that he sends south tend to lose a couple of pounds due to the humidity. And so he marked the bow a little, cause expecting that. But I don't have any scales, but it feels right in line with what I've been shooting. And it draws smoother. I can't explain it. It has a complete different feel. Better, good. And it draws smooth for me. Point's really good. I didn't do any fancy tuning with this bow or anything. And I just put these on this morning. I've hunted with this bow and shot it for a couple of weeks, hunted it 2 days in the swamp. And I just put those on. It don't need them as far as quietness, but the string has that boom. And like I said on some other bows, that's the only reason those are on there. The bow is super quiet, but I don't like that guitar sound at the shot. It's after the shot. You shoot and it goes boom. I don't like that. He recommends, I got it set, the brace height is 6 inches. And I shot it lower than that for a little while. Was just playing with it, and I raised it just a little, and I was shooting about 5 3/4, 5 7/8. On these ASL bows, I think you don't need to get past 6 1/4, and that would be high, in my opinion. But I just wanted to show off my new bow, Sunset Hill by Nate Steen, 66 inches long. It shoots I have a short draw now. I only draw like 25 1/2. And it shoots a 55-60 arrow with 125 grain point, but that particular arrow weighs 605 grains, and it shoots it good. And I think that I'm probably going to play with it some, but I want to shoot a 200 grain point to get a little bit more weight in the front of the arrow. It does help arrow flight, contrary to what a lot of people say. It helps. And I'll have to shorten the arrow because I'm not going to buy a whole bunch of new arrows. I'll have to shorten it just a shade to make up for that stiffness. But I think I'll be fine. Beautiful bow, beautiful bow. And I think it's been 7 or 8 years ago, me and Nate were talking about these bows. And I was shooting recurves and bouncing back in two. And that's one thing about Nate. He's not going to build a bow for a guy that trades and swaps a lot. It's got to be one that stays with him. That's his thought behind it. And I think that's a good thought. And this bow, Lord willing, my son will inherit this bow, and I hope it's a long time from now. But this is like, I have 3 bows I have 5 bows that won't go anywhere. And I just named them all off a while ago. But these are fine bows. And I've actually thought about like whacking it on a limb to go ahead and get a scratch on it and get it over with. But he uses a different finish. I forget what he said it was, but it's really, really good finish, but it's shiny. And he actually put a dull coat over that. He normally, I guess, sends them out with that shiny finish, but he knows I'm a hunter and I want it close shots. And so he dulled this down, and it doesn't have a shine to it, but it is beautiful. And that's what the animal sees, like when you're hunting right here. It's got this brightness on the belly, but that's what you're going to be looking at right there. And it's a sin to put a quiver on this bow. I'll go ahead and tell you that now. I don't. It takes away from that fly rod feel, Beautiful bow, beautiful bow. Fast flight string. He made this string 18 strands. He sent me a 16 strand string as well. Tongue twister there, but I hadn't even took it out the pack. I like these 18s, and but there you go. Fine bow, fine bow. Nate Steen, Sunset Hill. If you can get your hands on one, count yourself lucky. And if you see one for sale, you better jump on it quick because you won't see many of them. And some folks had asked about this bow, and there you have it. I'll be hunting with it. I love my creek walker bow, and there's nothing at all wrong with that bow. It's a fine bow. And like I said, you're probably not going to get one of these. And I don't mean that in a bad way because he don't build them for a living is what I'm saying. But you're probably not going to get one of these, and I would highly recommend that Donnie Wilkerson Gator if you want a Howard Hill style longbow. Or the the bow by Steve Turry there, the Northern Miss Classic. Donnie builds a fine bow, and I really like his bows. So I mean, I got nothing bad to say about his bows. Fine bows. Get you one of them. Sunset Hill by Nate Steen. Learned, or he went to bow building and shooting class, I believe, with John Schultz. Thank y'all for watching my little video right here, and hopefully we'll get some blood on this bow before long. Been really struggling to get on hogs lately, hunting kind of out of pocket away from the home, but sooner or later we'll wind up on one. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all keep the good Lord first, and see you next time.